So today, inshallah, we're gonna continue Surat Al-Kahf. We reach ayah number 45. Okay. So for the one who doesn't know me, my name is Basma Lubbet. I'm a mindset life coach and I'm a scholar in the psychology of Quran. So every week we discuss different surahs of Quran and the stories of the Prophet, and we see how we can reflect this or apply it in our daily life. So we discuss it from the psychological aspect and how we can use it to enhance our mental health in general. So we have been talking about Surat Al-Kahf. We discussed the story of the boys of the cave, and then we discussed of the two men who were having, one of them having two farms, and one of them were bragging that saying it was made by him, and he was not believing that Allah is the one who gave it to him. So, and we talk about arrogance and ego and how it might blind us to be grateful for all the blessing that's the origin of it from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not because of what we did. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not give us this money, this wealth, this abundance, we could never have it, even if we work for it so hard. It's all by Allah's blessing for us, and He can take it from us whenever He wants. That's why we need to be thankful. That's why we need to be aware that the origin of all of these blessings is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then we reach ayah number 45, and here Allah is saying, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَاضْرِبْ لَهُمْ مَثَلَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا كَمَاءٍ أَنزَلْنَاهُ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ فاختلط به نبات الأرض فأصبح هشيما تذروه الرياح وكان الله على كل شيء مقتدرا. So here Allah is giving us an example. He is telling to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, give them this example, the life of Hayat al-Dunya, our life right now. It's similar as a water that we have been sent from heaven or from skies. Then it got mixed with the land plants, and then it became dry, and then because it became dry, with the wind it went away. And Allah is capable on everything and has the power over everything. So subhanallah, here Allah trying to resemble the Hayat al-Dunya, our life right now, is like a water, or let's say as the rain, for example. And when we think about it, why did Allah choose water specifically? One of the characteristic of the water is it takes different shape and form. The water can also always, let's say, like rivers running out or changing to different places. And subhanallah, when we think about it, it's similar to what happened to us. Sometimes we might have money, sometimes our money might go away, sometimes we might have friends, relationships, or having any type of blessing or wealth, and then the next day we might not have it. It all can change without us knowing, and it all can go away. So subhanallah, Allah is saying it's similar to a water that has been sent from the skies, and then it get mixed with the plants, and then it will all gonna go away, because all of this life is temporary. We're here to work for the life after, and this is what's gonna stay. So sometimes this ayah is kind of resemble the idea of not to be attached to anything in this hayat dunya, in this life, because it's eventually gonna go away. You're not gonna take any of the money, the wealth, your kids even, you're not gonna take them with you to the life after. So, and subhanallah, Allah mentioned this ayah after the story of the two men who were, one has like lots of wealth and the other one did not have any. So Allah is saying, like, even if you reach that high amount of wealth and being so rich or so on, don't you think that it's gonna protect you from going to hell if you didn't worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Don't you think that's gonna last with you? Don't think that it's gonna come with you in your grave and the life after. It's all gonna go away. So subhanallah, when we see life in this outside perspective, like we're doing zoom out to just see why we're here, why Allah created us, what is the point of this life, and uh, um, is it really matter if we go too deep or feel sad or feel sorry for something that's eventually gonna go away? تذروه الرياح, it's gonna go with the wind. Sometimes we work so hard on projects, sometimes we work so hard on different things that we feel like we're here in life just because of that. But eventually, or in the next day, it all go away. And this is what Allah trying to tell us. It's good to live your life and enjoy the blessing that Allah gives you in this life. But do not get too much occupied with it, because eventually it's gonna go away. Eventually, Allah created this life for us as a test, as a game, to see who's gonna do the good deeds or avoid doing what Allah forbid us to do, and who's gonna benefit other humankind or so on. And this is what you're gonna be accounted for in the life after. Everything else, it does not count. Everything else will not come to you to the life after or facing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala one to one in the day of judgment. Okay? Then Allah is saying here also, المال والبنون زينة الحياة الدنيا والباقيات الصالحات خير عند ربك ثوابا وخير أملا. Allah is saying المال, the money, okay, and the children, البنون, زينة الحياة الدنيا, is the attraction, or let's say is the beauty of the life that we live here. So let's go deep in this one. And this is a very, very nice ayah, subhanAllah. Al-mal here is not only money or wealth. Al-mal in Arabic, the origin of it in Arabic language is whatever belongs to you. ما لك, ما لك من أشياء. So it's either money, it's either lands, any type of different wealth or things that you obtain or you have under your name. This is called money or mal. ما لك من شيء, everything that you own. Okay? So it's not only about money in a specific. Al-Banun, yeah, and by the way, Al-Mal in Arabic also, it's everything that تميل إليه النفس, that people desire, people want to have. مال إلى الشيء, that he went toward it. Okay? So just to have an idea, it's a much wider aspect of this word. It's not only about money. Because people think, yeah, it's only about money. No, it's much a broad meaning. Al-Banun here also is not only the children. Al-Banun in Arabic, in original Arabic, Bana shay. Bana is like build something, building. Anything you build and you invest in it. Whether it's a project, whether it's a building you build, whether it's a house, whether something you put the effort to see it grow. Al-Banun, Bana in original Arabic. So anything you invest and do something to enhance it and see it bigger. All of these is only zina. Zina, as we mentioned, it's like a garnish, something, it's a beauty, something extra than what's necessary, extra than what is fundamental. So it's not the origin or the purpose behind of your hayat dunya is to have money and to have kids or to build something or to invest or have equities and stuff or have uh, um, uh, lands and stuff or so on. It's not. Allah created it for us as an extra, as a something beautiful to enjoy on in your life, but it's not the main goal. It's not the main purpose you should put in your life. Okay? And subhanallah, when you remember, there is an ayah, let me just check which ayah. We mentioned Zinatul Hayat dunya in the beginning of Surat Al-Kahf. Let's go back in the beginning of the surah. Yeah, ayah number 7. Let's see if I can take it from here. Because Zinatul Hayat dunya have been repeated many times. And this is how you reflect on Quran. By seeing the similar words and see it in different ayah, and then it will give you a better understanding of it. Because some people said, okay, what is Zinatul Hayat dunya? What is this Zina? Why is it repeating too much? And then when you see it in different ayahs, you got a better comprehend about the meaning of it. We said ayah number, yeah, ayah number 7. إنا جعلنا ما على الأرض زينة لها لنبلوهم أيهم أحسن عملا. So we make whatever is above the earth as an attraction, or let's say zina. Zina is like, as we said, like something extra for them to test them. لنبلونهم, to test them. Which one gonna do better? أيهم أحسن عملا. So again here in the other ayah, Allah is telling you المال والبنون زينة الحياة الدنيا. When you ask yourself, okay, what is the zina? What is this attraction? Allah is telling you it's either money, it's either something you invest in, it's either your kids, it's either something you put your effort in it to grow. All of them is for you as a test. لنبلونهم. Which one, what you gonna do better at it? Are you gonna use this money for charity and in goods and doing good deeds for something that might benefit people, something to help people get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or it's gonna be the opposite. You will just enjoy it and you will not think of it as a way that you can benefit it in the life after. Same as your kids. So people think that, okay, my kids is my purpose in life, or I need to just if I have kids, then this is like I did my job, or let's say my purpose and message in life. And unfortunately, this is not. You, whatever you're gonna be rewarded in the life after is what type of values, Islamic values, that you put in your kids, how you made your kids closer to Allah, what type of Quran or ayahs that you teach them to your kids. Because your kids is not gonna come with you in the life after. Maybe you can see them in heaven and so on, but you're gonna be rewarded of what type of deeds did you do with these kids, with these blessings, with this zinatul hayat dunya. What did you do with it to get closer to Allah? How did you worship Allah with your money and your kids and whatever things you have, like the investment, whatever have the project that you're trying to build and grow and so on. Okay. Yeah. So again, here Allah is telling us, after the story of the one who bragged about having 2 big farms and said it will not never go away, and it have been made by me, not by God, and he did kufr with Allah. It did not refer all of these to Allah, all of these blessings to Allah. Allah is trying to remind us, it doesn't matter how much rich you get, it doesn't matter how many, maybe 10 kids you have or 10 projects you're trying to grow, they're all gonna go away, and it's only zina as a test for you in the life of hayat dunya. والباقيات الصالحات خير عند ربك ثوابا وخير أملا. Okay, then what's gonna last? الباقيات is the things that gonna last. وَالْبَاقِيَاتُ الصَّالِحَاتِ, the good deeds, is better in your Lord, and it's gonna be rewarded better. وَخَيْرٌ أَمَلًا, and it's better to be hoped for. Okay? But so what is gonna last? The good deeds you do with these type of things. Your prayer, your dhikr, your good deeds, your benefiting other, your charity, the good effect and influence you leave in your life toward other people, or even in anything you do. It could be like a knowledge you're trying to spread, an idea you're trying to tell, or like you're trying to build a mosque, you're benefiting someone to help him with something in technology or a program. The kindness you spread to the people around you. These are the things that's gonna stay. Al-Baqiyat. It will not go away as the other things. And it's better. Allah preferred it more. And it's gonna reward you for it more and better. وَخَيْرٌ أَمَلًا is it's the good thing that you put your hope for. You focus on doing this type of thing that benefiting others and doing good deeds, not putting your hope in money and in kids and in growing something or investment and just collecting all of these things in dunya, because no matter how much you collect, the coffin does not have pockets. It will not go away with you in your grave. It's all, the only thing that's gonna stay is your good deeds that you've done. Okay? And these good deeds doesn't need buckets. Okay? Then ويوم نسير الجبال وترى الأرض بارزة وحشرناهم فلم نغادر منهم أحدا. Then Allah now is talking about the day of judgment, and He said that, and this day we shall make the mountain move, and you will see the land more appearing on the surface. Okay? And we gather, حشرناهم, we gather all people, and no one will be left out. Okay? So here, subhanallah, the mountain is a sign of stableness, something very stable, because there is another ayah Allah is mentioning, like one of the purpose of mountains is to stabilize the earth. Mountains have been created to be like a pool or something that really make the earth more stable. So at the day of judgment, Allah is saying this mountain is gonna move away. It's gonna be sayyarna. Sayyarna is coming. Same, if you know Arabic, car in Arabic is sayyara. Sayyara means something that moves. Sayyarna, it's gonna start to move. It will not gonna be stable anymore. And then the land will be easy to look at, like barizatan. It's going out, and everyone gonna be collected. No one will be able to run away at that day. Not a criminal, not someone who did a bad deeds, not someone with high status or wealth will be able to run away from this day. All of us gonna be there at that day. And subhanallah, Allah is saying, like, why did He mention this resembling or this example? So it's like a metaphor that even whatever you think that's gonna be stable and that's gonna last, it's eventually in the day of judgment, it will not last. Even if we now see the mountain is like so difficult to be moved now, all of these mountains gonna be moved. So again, Allah has given us this metaphor is that everything you are getting attached to in life and you feel you cannot live without, and you feel that it's gonna last forever, and you're taking this safety and this feeling out of it, not from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most powerful. Eventually in the day of judgment, you will see the true proof that everything beside Allah will go away. So Allah is trying to tell us, where should we be attached? For who should we be attached? What should we focus on in life? it's in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and worshipping Him and doing good deed for the life after. Any other thing will not really count and will not last, because subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's the only one who's gonna last. وَيَبْقَى وَجْهُ رَبِّكَ ذُو الْجَلَالِ وَالْإِكْرَامِ. And the face of your God is gonna stay. This is the thing that's not gonna be changed. Then وعرضوا على ربك صفا لقد جئتمونا كما خلقناكم أول مرة بل زعمتم أن لن نجعل لكم موعدا. And everyone, they gonna be lined up in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah saying, you came to us as we created you the first time. And you claimed that we will not made any appointment, such an appointment for you. Okay? So subhanallah, in the day of judgment, we all gonna be lining up. Allah is trying to describe to us how we gonna be gathered in one place. We all gonna be lined up. And in some of the other ayahs, like the believers gonna be close to each other, but there's still like not a clear idea. الأخلاء يومئذ بعضهم, like the people who are similar to each other and believer will be closer to each other. But still, at the day of judgment, because of how it's such a big deal, no one will be focusing, where is my mom, where is my dad, where is my kid, where is my husband. It doesn't really matter. You will be so out, like surprised of the things that you're gonna see in the life after. Like the mountain is moving, the land is happening, the sky is changing, the sun is gonna rise from a different side. All of these, you will be amazed, and you start to think, did I have enough time? Did I do the good deed or not? And may Allah, inshallah, give us this type of assurance that we did the good deed for that day, inshallah. Okay? So here, there is one theory. Lots of scholars, they talked about. Allah is saying that you're gonna be lined up before us, or like in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we created you the first time. So when we think about that, so we had same situation, same scene, that we lined up in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the first time He created us. So the theory said is that we got being created, all of us, and then Allah tried to give us the dhikr, or the things that we need to do, or whatever is gonna happen in our life, and then we forget. And then we started this life. And this is why they said, Allah always trying to say to us, أَفَلَا يَتَذَكَّرُونَ, don't they remember? Don't the people who remember, there's many ayahs it's mentioning يذكرون وفي يتذكرون. There's difference between dhikr, doing the dhikr, which is remembering Allah, or doing like subhanallah, alhamdulillah, you know, the dhikr, or remembering. Okay, what do we need to remember? What do we need to remember? What did we forget for Allah to ask us to remember? So there is one theory. This is what they've been discussing. We're not sure if it's 100%, but we're trying to do reflection. We're trying to do our part, and may Allah, inshallah, reward us if we are right for whatever we say. That we might be gathered before of all of this creation or this life in front of Allah, and then we have been taught or telling something. Especially, there is something, if anyone interested to look for, al-ahd. There is something called al-ahd. It's mentioned in many ayah. Allah is saying, people who fulfill their ahd. Ahd is like a promise or like something. So also other people saying that at that time when we first created, Allah given us this ahd, and we need to fulfill it. If we fulfill it, like this is the message that we have been creating of. And again, when you think about it, it maybe our message, every one of us has a message in life, okay? And we forget what did is this message. Why did I come to earth? Why did I have this being created in this family, in this character, as this person, as going through this situation? And we forget why we came, or why did we choose this lesson. And when we remember or know our purpose in life, our message in life, we just not came out of nowhere. We actually know it, but we forget about it. We have been told it before. So again, there is many ideas about it, but it's okay. It's a good thing to be open to different idea. We still don't know. We still discover the miracle of Quran. We're still trying to understand. And Allah saying, "Don't you think? Don't you reflect? أفلا يتفكرون أفلا يعقلون? Don't you use your mind?" So our purpose here to use our mind to see maybe this theory is right, maybe this one is right, and we'll see. May inshallah enlighten us to the right path and be able to understand it fully. And then he said they thought that they were not gonna put an appointment for them. Not gonna return back. So again, sometimes we get so much occupied with the hayat dunya, with our life, that we forget about the life after. We keep building buildings, we keep doing investment in businesses. We thought like we're gonna last forever. But then we forget that there is gonna be a time and day that we're all gonna be gathered for the day of judgment. Okay. ووضع الكتاب فترى المجرمين مشفقين مما فيه ويقولون يا ويلتنا ما لهذا الكتاب لا يغادر صغيرة ولا كبيرة إلا أحصاها ووجدوا ما عملوا حاضرة ولا يظلم ربك أحدا. Here, everyone gonna handle his book. Okay, so we have two angels in the left and the right. They write everything we do, the good and bad, everything, the deeds and the sins. So here, everyone is gonna get his book. Okay, ووضع الكتاب. Then you're gonna see المجرمين. مجرمين is the criminal. Criminal. Why Allah called them criminals? Because they did injustice to themselves. They ظلموا أنفسهم. They did bad deeds for them, bad sins for themselves. So Allah called them المجرمين. Okay? مشفقين. They feel sorry or guilty from whatever they are in. And they say, يا ويلتنا. يا ويلتنا is something like doom us, like, oh, what a bad luck, or what a bad situation we are in. Why ما لهذا الكتاب? Why this book in general? Like, why this book is not leaving not a tiny bit or a big thing unless it counted. Okay? And they found whatever they did presented to them. ووجدوا ما عملوا حاضرا. And Allah, or your Lord, will not do injustice to anyone. So, subhanallah, here Allah is saying everything you have been done is written, and you're gonna face it, and you're gonna see it, and you're gonna be surprised that it's all written, but it is written. Nothing's gonna go away or slip away. Whatever you do is gonna happen, and Allah will not do injustice to you. If you do bad sins, you did this to you. You should not blame anyone else. It's you. And this is the fairness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So it's very important to feel that we are accounted, that everything is written. When we feel that we are being supervised or someone is counting the things we do, we will be more aware not to do the wrong thing, not to lie, not to deceive someone, not to harm someone, because we know that we are being watched, not only by Allah, but also the angels that trying to write everything we do. And even if we try to hide it, it's gonna be there we're gonna face it in the day of judgment. And not with that, even our hand is gonna start to speak, even our body start to speak of the sins we do. Our mouth is gonna be shut. And اليوم تشهد عليهم I think, let me see the ayah. Like all our body parts gonna witness on us. So don't you think that you'll be able to hide something or run away from something unless you repent and ask forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most forgiving. Let me see the ayah. تشهد عليهم. Yeah. In Surat An-Nur, ayah number 352, Allah is saying, يوم تشهد عليهم ألسنتهم وأيديهم وأرجلهم بما كانوا يعملون. And that day, their tongues gonna justify or witness on them, and their hands and their legs of whatever they used to do. So everything's gonna be counted. When we put this in mind, and we'll be able to at least feel ashamed, or maybe have a second thought before doing something, or before doing sins in general. Okay, so now we'll go to another ayah. Allah is saying here, وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فسجدوا إلا إبليس كان من الجن ففسق عن أمر ربه أفتتخذونه وذريته أولياء من دوني وهم لكم عدو بئس للظالمين بدلا. Okay, so here Allah is telling us the scene of when He created Adam subhanahu wa ta'ala. Here is saying that we told for the angel to do sujood, or to bow down to Adam. Okay, فسجدوا, so they bow down, except Iblis. Okay, again, sujood is not only the physical act. I think we mentioned it even before. In Quran, sujood, it could be like the submission, or like respecting for something with the higher value, let's say, out of respect, you can bow or do sujood. Okay, so sujood, it has different meaning, not only the physical one. Okay, we're trying to see it from different angles. So here, angels, what is the difference between us and angels is that we as a human being, we have the freedom of choice. Angel does not have the freedom of choice. So if Allah told them do this, they need to do it. And they worship Allah, and they do not disobey at all. Okay, so they don't have the freedom of will. SubhanAllah, this is the difference between us. That's why Adam ate from the tree, because he had a freedom for choice. Okay, and again, this is like the whole concept of our life. Is like Allah is giving us, telling us this is the right way. You will get consequences if you do this. You will be rewarded if you do a good deed. You will be punished if you do sins. And then it's your choice. You have the freedom for choice. You're gonna choose this, then handle the consequences. You're not, it's up to you. So this is why it's a test. This is why it's a game. But we have the rules of the game. We know the rules of the game. And if you don't know it, you need to read the Quran. The Quran has all of the rules that Allah sent it to us, with the reward, with the punishment, with everything. SubhanAllah. Quran and Mubina, that it's so clear. It clarifies everything. So then there was Iblis. Iblis كان من الجن. He was from the jinn. Okay? So we are ins and jinn. We are two parts, the humans and the jinn. So Iblis was there. Okay? He was not an angel. This is very important to be aware of it. Iblis, or Satan, he's not part of the angels. He was from jinn. He was created out of fire, while the angel created out of light. Okay? ففسق عن أمر ربه. فسق, that means he took another road out of the right word. As he let's say, he went out of the group in general, and the meaning of fasaqa in Arabic is like he went extremely outside of the main route, let's say. ففسق عن أمر ربه, he did not obey to the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, out of arrogance for sure, because then there's other ayah, like Iblis would say, why would I bow down for who created out of dust while you created me out of fire? And this was the first arrogance, the first, you know, it's like this, when we think about it, one of the main issues we have in our community is racism. I am like white, you're black. I am African American, I'm European, I'm from this family, I'm from this status, I have this wealth, I'm from this rich people, poor people. These type of layers was actually the first problem and issue has happened in the beginning of the creation. When you think about it, it happens between Satan and Adam and subhanAllah at that scene. And nowadays, it's the most common problems or conflict that we face in our life or between us as a human. And who do you think is doing it? Us, and listening to the waswasa of shaitan. Listening to whatever Satan's trying to tell us to do. Because he's continued doing the same idea. He's to continue to spreading his mindset of feeling like we are superior. Everyone should be superior of another one and feel and downgrade the other person. And that's why Prophet Muhammad said, وَلَا فَرْقَ بَيْنَ عَرَبِيٍّ وَلَا عَجَمِيٍّ إِلَّا بِالتَّقْوَى. There is no difference between an Arab or a foreigner until it's with taqwa or fearing God subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah here is saying, أَفَتَتَّخِذُونَهُ وَذُرِّيَّتَهُ أَوْلِيَاءَ مِن دُونِي. Are you taking him and his people, let's say, or his offspring, or his kids, or dhurriya, whatever comes from him, okay? Awliya, awliya, wali, as your protector, the one who's in charge for you, the one who is above you and trying to take care of you, min duni, without me, and they are your enemies, okay? بئس للظالمين بدلا. What a bad replacement for the one who do misjustice or to themselves, or wrongdoers to themselves. What a bad exchange or replacement. So Allah is telling us, He was your first enemy in the whole universe. We are from Adam. We're descending from Adam alayhi salam. He was the first enemy for you, and why would you still listen to him and replace him and not listening to what Allah asks us to do? And he doesn't want good for you. So most of the time, how shaitan works, how Satan works, I'll try to tell you, do this is good for you, it's better for you, go drink alcohol, it will make you happy, it's better for you. It's same scenario as what he did with Adam alayhi salam. He tried to seduce them, Adam and Eve, trying to tell them, why would Allah prevent you from eating this tree unless if it's have like very good benefits and stuff? And again, like he will try to decorate the sin and convince you with it. But Allah is keeping reminding us, He is your enemy. Don't listen to him. And don't replace him with the sound of God, the sound of Allah trying to send us the message, the signs that trying to warn us. So you need to choose what type of voice you're most of the time listening to. Is it the voice of Iblis, the Satan, or is it the voice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And how you do differentiate? You need to know, like if it's something telling you do bad things, or doing something might harm, or just follow your desires, that means this is your sins, your Satan's trying to do waswasa for you. And how do you know the sound of Allah? If it's something good, something beneficial, maybe do good to your father, your mother, do good to your neighbor, do something good. Or maybe it's a verse of Quran that comes to you in your mind. This is the voice of Allah. So try to see, try to adjust voices. Who you gonna increase the volume of? Who you gonna decrease the volume of? And it's all start with awareness. What type of voices I'm obeying to? Okay. Another thing is so beautiful that I didn't pay attention to it. Iblis is not only one. Iblis has his dhurriya. He has his tribe. So shaitan or Satan or in general, they're not only one. We thought like Iblis is only one and maybe he's doing it for all of us. No, it's like a whole group with dhurriya. Dhurriya it means like something very continuous with a large number. Their kids, children, I don't know, like tribes or their people. It's a whole community. So it's not only one shaitan or one iblis, let's say. Okay? But again, Allah always trying to give us examples, to give us idea, to resemble things. Because He trying to speak to our mind. He trying to give us like to be convinced and something logical. Like He's trying to give you like see the story, this is how come you do this. He's trying to talk to our intellectual side. So for us to follow Him out of convincing that I'm convinced, I'm 100% convinced, is not just because, yeah, 1 plus 1 equal 2, but or because they said so. No, Allah trying to activate your brain, activate your thinking, and from that you will reach a deepened belief of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is how you strengthen your iman and believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala once your mind convinced. Then Allah saying ما أشهدتهم خلق السماوات والأرض ولا خلق أنفسهم وما كنت متخذ المضلين عضدا. Allah is saying I did not make them witness the creation of heaven and earth, the sky and earth. Okay? Nor either their own creation. I did not make them witness it. And I will not make my disbeliever or who lost their way as my supporter. Aduda is like something close to you that supports you or help you or like closer to you. Al-Mudallin who are misled their way. Oh, okay. So Allah will never take people who are misled as their helper or aduda. Okay. So when I try to reflect about this ayah, why did Allah mention this ayah for us? He said that I did not make any one of us, let's say, as a human, I did not make them witness the creation of heaven and earth, because Allah created heaven and earth before Adam, before everything, before angels, before everything. And neither their creation, okay, their creation, okay, it could be Adam, it could be, now when I think about it in a more deeper way, neither their creation, it could be like the first creation as Adam and Hawa and so on, or maybe as the start of our creation, like when the sperm and egg get together. We cannot see it even with now the ultrasound and technology. We still can't see it. So anyway, like in general, our creation in general, whether it's now or it's like before in the beginning of the human being, Allah is telling us, I did not make them witness it. And I think it's a sign for His greatness. It's a sign that He didn't let anyone witness it, because if someone maybe could witness it, he might say, yeah, I'm God, I created like this. I said, he might start to lie, like many of the disbeliever or who start to claim that they are God, like Pharaoh and so on. So if they witness how it started, maybe they will start to lie, and maybe people will start to believe them that they are God. This is one way of my reflection for this ayah. Maybe inshallah later on, like if I dig much deeper, or maybe anyone of have like an idea or can share their perspective about it or reflection, we can like see why did Allah mention this for us. We know that we did not witness it, but why did not made us witness it in the first place? And again, this is something very special about subhanallah, Allah, the creator of the heaven and earth, because he is the only one who knows how to do it. He is the only one who have this power to create these skies and heaven and so on. Okay. Okay, we're gonna stop till here. So now I'm gonna open the floor for any discussion. Okay. And